Help support Friendo Club by going to patreon.com/Steven Larson or clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Access to bonus episodes, question threads for the Going In Raw podcast, and entry to our monthly wrestling predictions challenges. Join the Friendo Club today. Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we're talking AEW Dynamite on a Wednesday with a contender for what might have been worst promo of the year. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. We had a really good Seth Rollins CM Punk one. And then
you know what it is, Steve?
Yeah, what's that?
I've seen worse segments.
Yeah.
But considering the individuals involved, it should have been much better. I think that's the thing, is you have four people who are either good to, at times, great on the microphone, and then that happens.
Well, we're going to talk about it because I have kind of a theory about that, because this isn't the first time it's happened, and I feel like we've got I think you and I can come up with a solution for Sleepy Promo 2023. Anyway, so we're going to talk about last night's AEW Dynamite, including Mox versus Swerve. On the other side of it, Mox versus Swerve. Hell, a couple of really good matches.
Yeah,
last night.
All the matches I thought were really good last night.
This Continental Classic's a lot of fun, dude.
It is, and save for that lengthy, boring, sleepy promo bit.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
take that 10 minutes out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a decent program. It advanced some stories. All in all, I thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah, same. And, of course, it was on, as usual, TBS. Might not be the deal for very much longer. We'll see. This is a kind of a crazy situation here. And, of course, as Alyssa here points out in our chat, it's time for Punk Daily, Larson. We're going to talk Punk Daily right now.
Don't have a cow.
We're going to talk Punk Daily about TV.
I'd rather go pee-pee.
I'd rather go pee-pee. Okay, there you go.
I'm just trying to think of something that rhymes. Come on,
I know,
it's
the most on-the-spot thing that I throw you,
Come on.
I got to keep you on your toes, buddy. So during yesterday's News Beef episode, we talked about the online speculation that WWE might have talked to the WBD, that's Warner Brothers Discovery, about bringing Monday Night Raw to their family of stations, and based on information that has surfaced since then, seems like there may be some fire to that smoke. Larson, what's going on?
All right, there's a lot to get through, so we'll take it bit by bit. First, PW Insider reports, quote, this past Monday morning, TKO's Mark Shapiro, as well as WWE's Nick Khan and Paul Levesque, that's Triple H, were in New York City at the Warner Brothers Discovery headquarters, meeting with WBD executive Bruce Campbell about potentially moving. Not that Bruce Campbell, no. That'd be something else if that Bruce Campbell was a TV executive.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Where is what's the line? This is my boomstick.
This is my boomstick.
Anyways, Bruce Campbell, not that Bruce Campbell, about potentially moving Raw to the WBD family. Campbell holds position of Chief Revenue and Strategy Officer. We are told that WB contingent met with Campbell for several hours Monday morning, with at least part of the meeting taking place in a conference room usually reserved for David Zaslav.
Groovy. Yeah, so Dave Meltzer mentioned on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio that not only are WWE and WBD in discussions, but that it was one Phil Brooks, CM Punk, who opened up what may have been a shut door.
One Bill Phil,
back at it. Meltzer added they would like to get close to $400 million, but I don't think they're going to get $400 million for it, but they're shopping it around, and WBD, obviously, being one of them, and WBD seemed to be dead, and it's not dead. That's the basic thing. With Punk there and everything like that, it's not dead. It's not like people should go, oh my God, this and that with AEW. Don't tell us how to respond, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
There's no way of knowing anything more than they did have a meeting and it's not dead. WWE, as far as the Raw deal, the belief is they're finalizing pretty soon. Some more context here. Meltzer later added on the
Are you his mother?
David Joseph Meltzer, it's time to come in. Stop riding your bike to house shows. So Meltzer later added on the Wrestling Observer, those other guys' website, quote, one report we had was that Punk was a major part of the pitch. with the idea he'd be a regular on the Raw brand. The report we had included pushing his merchandise sales and social media views along with ratings of recent shows. The new WWE ownership is not Vince McMahon, so the attempt to get brand exclusivity is likely not there. UFC's contract with ESPN was negotiated by Endeavor. PFL, a rival promotion, was also able to get on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and PFL just renewed that deal. It's believed the CW deal for NXT also didn't call for exclusivity in the wrestling genre. Whether WBD would want 2 wrestling franchises is a different matter. We'll pause there. Larson, you've got your hand up.
So this is pure speculation on my part. I know Dave says this about the non-exclusivity thing. You would think there's probably no shortage of potential suitors for Raw. Maybe, along with money, maybe one of the primary reasons WB want to go to Warner Bros. Discovery is to try to push AEW off.
Mm-hmm. That could be. That could be.
And that's not to say, because it was this or no, it's the House of Wrestling thing where the Nick Houseman mentions that if something were to happen with WB going to Warner Brothers Discovery, that Raw would get the prime spot on TBS for TNT, and that AEW would get the boot to like Discovery.
I'll be honest with you, man. With the number of times, I don't know if that's a good deal for WWE. With the number of times Dynamite has been preempted.
Well, here's the question.
Or shifted.
Here's the question, because we know, it's baseball playoffs. That's in the fall that preempts them, and I guess hockey in the winter maybe. I don't know. I don't know if on Mondays, if other stations would carry those particular games versus TNT or TBS. I think baseball is on TBS.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the live actual sports seemingly always takes. The one thing WWE was able to do was not get preempted by a dog show. They had the stroke to not get, like, they used to be preempted by a dog show. They were. And then when they renewed their deal with USA at some point, I think when they were coming off of TNN, they were able to say, hey, we're not going to be preempted by a bunch of dogs. That's a much different situation than pretty much any of the major 4 sports in America. So there's that. I'll be honest with you. Like, if I'm AEW, I don't know that I wouldn't want. I mean, I don't know. I still say Collision needs to move to Thursdays on like TLC or something like that, because it's just it's a terrible time slot. It's just really bad. Anyways, let's see here. So Fightful Sean Ross Sapp. There's also another thing here, and I don't know if so right now, NBC Universal and Warner Bros. Discovery, there's a couple more things here before we move on to Sean Ross Sapp tweet here. Number one, negotiations for NBA deals are still underway.
Yeah, and that's still another year out. I thought the NBA deal doesn't expire till 2025, I thought.
Okay. I didn't know if I thought negotiations were like sort of about to start anyways, you would think. So like that, and both NBC Universal and Warner Bros. Discovery are going to be after that. Another thing, Warner Bros. Discovery does not have, I saw something, again, take this with a grain of salt, a 60% chance of declaring bankruptcy. Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be, if they're like, $400 million, can we shave a couple of zeros off that? I've got, $4.
Well, I mean, $400 million might be cheaper than the $2 billion they have to dish out for the NBA.
And that's true. And who knows if they're like, okay, well, we're going to lose out on the NBA. Let's get what we can get. You can get wrestling, like the popular stuff or the not as popular stuff. Well, so then that's a decision they have to make.
NBA's TV deals expires after the 24-25 season.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next.
So Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp tweeted this. I've got zero confirmation on anything WWE, WBD related. Only speculation and chatter as of now. People from both sides that are normally in the loop are either out of the loop or don't think it's happening. People close to those of influence have heard chatter the other direction. Tony Khan said that AEW met with WBD on Tuesday. Sean later added, I've heard directly that Triple H was at Raw Monday, but that there were WBD, WWE conversations in recent weeks. It does not appear AEW was kept in the dark about that. I mean, given that they are close partners with WBD right now, you'd at least think they'd be given a heads up, hey, we're having talks with, your competition.
Exactly. So let's talk about the House of Wrestling report. This is what House of Wrestling said. Quote, I spoke with the higher-up WB source yesterday and was told the information was, quote, very inaccurate as far as the reports out there. One of the details pointed to as inaccurate was the internal schedules of Levesque, Khan, and Shapiro, which apparently did not put them together in New York on Monday. Doubt was also cast that Punk had the kind of influence to cause someone like Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav to abandon support of AEW and back WB. And House Wrestling also added, quote, the vibe we have been given is that AEW is in danger of not being renewed by Warner Brothers Discovery for TNT or TBS. One scenario that was given to us was that Raw would move to TNT or TBS and AEW moved to Discovery. Two higher-up sources in AEW that I spoke with said that that was news to them and not something they had heard. Another said, only person who really knows is Zaslav.
Zaslav. He really does have a villain name, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Zaslav.
Yeah.
How dare you remove Succession from Max? Damn you, Zaslav.
Oh, don't say it. Don't put that out there.
Hey, man,
want that to happen.
Get that physical media. Maybe I'll get you the box set of Succession for Christmas. So in case Zaslav decides to strike again.
Zaslav.
So yeah, it'll be interesting how this all shakes out. We'll probably know in a couple months exactly what's going on. I just love the idea that CM Punk is like, brokering deals and opening doors.
The most interesting, maybe funniest thing is like Zaslav is a huge CM Punk fan.
Yeah, right. I was telling this off camera the other day. I'm like, somebody's going to be scrubbing through like Money in the Bank 2011, and they're going to find a young Zaslav there in the crowd with a CM Punk shirt on with a spinner title.
Yep. And who knows? This could all be jockeying for position. This could be WWE trying to get a better offer from somewhere else. This could be Warner Brothers Discovery talking to WWE to kind of nudge AEW to maybe accept less. Say, well, if you don't take what we got WWE right here we can put on our networks.
To me, the silliest thing here is the vibe we've been given is that AEW is in danger. I take that with an extreme grain of salt. Look, we talked about, we actually are talking about this on, I think, our predictions episode, but there was a report that said the estimate for how much AEW lost this year, gross versus net, was a loss of $34 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brandon Thurston mentioned that, yeah.
This is why a media deal would basically close that gap. That's the idea. Even if it didn't, though, and for those who might be thinking, oh, my God, AEW, are they going to go out of business? The Khan family, the empire, right now is worth about $12.5 billion, if internet is to be believed. $34 million in a loss, if you do the math on that, is equivalent. Let's say you've got $50,000 in the bank, or you're worth $50,000. $34 million is worth about $134. Mm-hmm. It's nothing. Tony Khan, AEW won't go out of business unless Tony Khan gets fucking bored and decides to sell it.
Well, no, here's another way that AEW might go out of business if they just can't get a TV deal. If they can't get a TV deal.
If they can't get a TV deal, he can run it. Look, he can run it wherever he wants to run it. If he wants to keep on running it, he can keep on running it. If he decides, well, this isn't worth my time anymore, at that point, exclusively will be the time when AEW goes out of business. If he feels, but the fact is they're still getting 800,000 in total viewership on Wednesdays with like a decent demo number. It'd be shocking to me if
they didn't get
somebody didn't pick it up. Because, but it remains to be seen. If it continues to be a passion project for him, if it's something that he's just stubborn about, it ain't going anywhere. That's the bottom line. He's not losing in terms of like how much he's being affected or his family's being affected by this. It's nothing. It's nothing. He can continue to operate at a loss of $34 million a year for literally hundreds of years.
Well, I mean that loss would get significantly larger if they don't have a TV deal to pay to offset the expenses, though. You know what I mean? If they're getting, say, $50 million a year, and I understand $84 million in the comparison to their fortune might not seem a lot, but at a certain point, someone in the Khan family might say, $84 million a year at a loss.
He's a heartbeat away from being the guy in the Khan family, though. If he says, Dad, this is only going to be, come on, can I just keep on running? This is my passion project. I really like doing this. Do you think Shad's going to be like, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. He's a businessman. You might see $84 million loss in the books and be like, what the hell is this?
I don't know, billionaires are different than us, man. You know?
I know, but I'm guessing
What
he didn't
the
get a
hell
billion.
is this?
I'm guessing he didn't get to be a billionaire and be like, all right, I'm cool with $84 million in losses on an annual basis.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What are billionaires really good at doing? Making more billions. You saw what happened during the pandemic. I don't know. I'm just saying it's silly to be like, oh my God, he lost $34 million.
No, it's not. Basing it on 1 year loss of $34 million is not the sky is falling. Absolutely not.
No, it's not.
And I'm guessing the idea of the vibe backstage is that they're in danger. I'm guessing maybe that's just chatter backstage here at these reports. Oh, WB's pursuing perhaps a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. That's the potential to not be good. Are we in danger of losing our thing? That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know,
but the bottom line is, like, you can look at this and you can look at, for example, the pre-sales for All In, which are really, really good.
They are really good.
So sky's not falling, but it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out.
Yeah, it would be. It will be. And if Meltzer's right here and says the belief is that we're finalizing something pretty soon, heck, next couple weeks.
Yeah, we could know
after
soon.
Christmas.
Could know very soon. Yeah.
Opening the new year, 2024, with WB Raw going to TNT Wednesday nights. Why would it be something if they not only negotiate a deal, they bring Raw to TNT or TBS? They're like, we want the Wednesday night spot too.
We're going to put on Wednesday nights. Would you prefer that?
Oh, over Monday?
Yeah.
No, I want Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, me too.
I'd rather have SmackDown move to Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh my God, SmackDown on any day of the week that isn't Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah, would be great.
Oh God, I would love that. I'd be so happy with that. 5 years of this, like having it's Friday nights.
I know.
I don't like it. There's like years of that. We were actually giving up our Friday nights to review the damn thing.
I know.
No more of that.
Nah.
Anyways, Larson, how close are we to our sub goal?
Good question. Let's find out. I don't have my the thing up in front of me. We are 29 subs away. So it's possible. We got 650 people watching right now. 615.
What's up?
If 29 of you have not subbed yet to our channel, could you please just hit the subscribe button?
Yeah. We'll
get our goal right now during the show. We can confirm that we're going to do a 12-hour stream at some point in the very near future to celebrate this fantastic achievement, getting 198,891 subscribers.
Yeah.
It would really make our day if we did it today.
Today?
Early Christmas present. Today.
Wow. All you guys got to do, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe. We got 157 watching on Twitch right now. And if 29 of you, or however many you just said.
So we just got one more, 28 now.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at that.
Let's get it done today. Come on, everybody. Come on.
Let's get it done today.
While you're pressing buttons on the YouTube especially, hit that like button, please. We got 632 people watching, yet only 102 likes. We don't want Steve. We don't want the dog to come out of Steve.
Oh, my gosh.
We don't want to see that because it just gets awkward, especially for me.
Right.
Don't want to see it.
It's very
so if you could, to avoid the dog coming out of Steve, hit that like button.
Hit that like button. You don't want me to scream and yell, and especially not the finger wag.
No, I don't want
this. Oh man, I got to put this guy away. Yeah, so hit that like button. It'd be much appreciated. Also, while you're hanging around, if you like bonus episodes, hey, we're bringing back Friendo Cast, which is Steve and Larson just without wrestling in the new year. It's our bonus episode. We're going to try to do that shit weekly. So we want that, question threads, and of course, access to our big monthly predictions challenges. Hit the join button to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/Steve and Larson. I gotta add Phil to our banner up here. I feel like he's a major player these days. Gotta get Punk in the banner. Player? Yeah, absolutely. Look at him opening doors. One Bill Phil. Anyways,
One Bill Phil getting things done.
Dope has a good point here. They should put Dynamite on Tubi. Here's the thing. Only if they produce it, they use the people who produce Tubi programming.
Yes.
Bring them in. Fire that, whatever that dude's name is. That's
Mike Mansory, the guy
Mansory.
Yeah.
No more Mansory. Bring in, whoever, Bill Tubi to produce that shit.
Yeah.
Dynamite would be amazing if they did that.
Oh, it would? Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Brand new language for photographing professional wrestling.
We need to pitch Action Coast Wrestling to Tubi. Do
we have to, or can we just put it on there?
Every media conglomerate needs their own wrestling show.
For
Action Coast
sure.
Wrestling could be Tubi's.
Sure.
That'd be amazing.
You say, hey, Bill Tubey.
Hey, Bill Tubey.
Tell me who your finest director is with the greatest visual eye.
That's my brother, Tim Tubey.
All right, could you send Tim Tubey out to shoot some Action Coast Wrestling, please?
Timothy.
And Timothy shows up with a couple iPhones.
Yeah.
All right, ready to go to work. All right, that's the Tubey way. Let's get it done.
He's like, oh, I dropped my glasses. I don't know what I'm filming. Sounds right.
That explains a lot.
Talk about Dynamite here. Samoa Joe opened it up with some more.
I just want to jump right into it. You want to talk trash about that promo first?
Well, you want to talk about it when we get there? You just want to? Okay, we'll talk about it.
No,
now.
Usually we kind of give our our overview of stuff first.
Fair enough. Sounds like you're. So may I reveal our short text message discussion last night as you were watching it? Take a look at it really quick.
Yeah, I mean that should be fine.
Okay. This is what I got from you last night.
Here, I'll say it. I'll say,
go ahead.
I said, fuck, the Golden Jets, Bill and Stark's promo off is sleepy.
And then I said, I'm going to speed run it tonight. Not the promo, because if you find something so egregious on whatever we're watching, and you text me about it, I watch that in full, so I'm prepared, right?
Yeah, and then I said, good idea, because it's 9 minutes.
Yeah. And so then I responded a little bit later, 3 hours later. I'm 2 minutes into this promo, and it's the sloppiest shit. This is painful. So
and I say it just keeps going.
It's clear to me that they really just need to start establishing. I'm not saying you script these things out, but let's get some bullet points for your promos. Let's get some beats to hit, because much like when Adam.
Hold on. Right. Let me interject here for a second. There's no reason a story as slight as this one they're telling with the tag titles should be given 9 minutes to begin with.
Yeah.
This should be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
There's no reason for a feud with the bare minimum of story involved should be given 9 minutes of TV time. That is the first problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the bigger problem to me is, and I agree, 9 minutes it's a lot. To me, the bigger problem is we saw this with the awkwardness between Adam Copeland and Ricky Starks when they did their promo, and he called them a vanilla midget version of The Rock. I don't know if Ricky Starks got under the skin of Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho, what was the line that Jericho
seems like Chris
used?
Jericho got under the skin of Ricky Starks. That seems to be the case. Every opportunity Ricky Starks he talks trash about Chris Jericho.
I think Chris Jericho. I think it's like the reputation he's developed as a momentum vampire and a charisma vacuum, or whatever the line was. I think it was momentum vampire.
We call him a momentum vampire, Ricky McCloud vampire.
A cloud vampire. Thank you. Yeah. So I think that's getting to Jericho or something, because you could tell there were a couple moments where he tried to dig kind of deep. The jokes were just horribly lame. It was obvious that it was sort of aimless. It was directionless. And they just went out there with a couple of mics and tried to do they tried to do the whole, I don't know, the Enzo lines. In my opinion, those were crap as well.
Yeah.
There's this thing where it's like, you're supposed to go out there and sell a story to us. You're supposed to sell the audience on, this is, you guys are a challenge to us getting those titles, which is what we want to do. And instead, it just turns into like really lame one-upsmanship that nobody's on the same page. And that's the problem with doing these sort of like, okay, guys, just go out there and do it, which AEW tends to do. Sometimes, look, I will almost guarantee you that when you rewind back to any promo between Hangman Page and Swerve, those guys were on the same page. They understood what they were going to say to each other. They understood what the vibe was going to be, and they were incredibly effective. Even last night, the stuff between Samoa Joe, Hangman Page, and Roderick Strong, everybody was on the same page to get where they wanted to go.
But there's also an obvious through line for that whole promo. Same with Hangman and Swerve. They went into that knowing, all right, this is my motivation. This is my motivation.
Yes.
All that was completely lacking from this Starks and Bill and Jericho and Omega thing. It was literally just, hey, you guys got 9 minutes, just go fill it.
Right. Yeah.
With seemingly no thought about how they're going to build the segment to build the match.
Yeah.
This feud had the bare minimum of heat going into this segment. This segment took heat out of it. Like, I wanted to see this match less because of the segment. They achieved the opposite of what they're supposed to do. They're trying to get people to invest in this match. I'm watching this and be like, God damn.
Yeah.
The four of you there's four amazingly talented people out there.
Yeah.
This should be way better.
Yeah, right.
What is going on? Nobody seems, well, maybe Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks seems motivated. Bill does too. But like, there was, especially from Jericho and Omega, there was nothing.
Kenny looks like he needs a nap. He needs a break. He needs to get, whatever WWE's giving their people a week off. He needs that. They need to do a clip show. I don't know what they got to do. Take some time off. I don't know if he's going to do Wrestle Kingdom or not. I don't know. But
it's not advertised for Wrestle Kingdom right now.
What's that?
Kenny's not advertised for Wrestle
I wouldn't figure as much, yeah. So they're going to do this match. This is going to be the World's End match for the tag titles, I'm assuming, right? Is that the situation?
Yeah, that's what it was. That was kind of it took 9 minutes for Kenny and Jericho to issue the challenge. Well, it took about 5 minutes for them to issue the challenge, another 4 minutes for Starks to get around to accepting.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, no, I agree with you. The whole thing has been kind of convoluted from the second FTR, was like, hey, let's do a weird match where we lose the titles to these guys. Starks and Big Bill, they've done everything they can with this. They do have really good chemistry. I've been very impressed ever since W. Morrissey came back to Impact, looking phenomenal, doing really good work, and then he came to AEW, sort of lost in the shuffle for a second. Now they've found something with him and Starks that I really like.
Same.
Bringing up I'm sure there are going to be people in our comments who are like, oh, I like the Enzo stuff. I just don't think it doesn't add anything bringing that stuff up. It really doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. And Kenny just looks sleepy. He had a phenomenal first half of the year. The guy can still put on a killer match, as we saw in Collision with Page. But it just looks like he needs to take a good solid 2 weeks.
He should be doing something more substantial than having a team with Chris Jericho. The whole point when they got together is like, we're just fighting the Callis family. Once that's done, we'll go our separate ways. Mm-hmm. They literally said, we're not teaming together to go after the tag titles. And yet, now they're teaming together to go after the tag titles.
Yeah.
Young Bucks should have won at Full Gear. They should have went their separate ways. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
What it should have been.
Yeah.
It was pretty lame. Let's talk about Swerve and Mox. What a fantastic bout. We praise Swerve each and every week that he's on our televisions, and we'll continue to do so because every week he's up in his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's operating on the level of a Danielson, of an Ospreay right now.
Yeah.
Every match is must watch.
Yeah.
His character work is fantastic. And in one sense, I'm bummed that he lost, but on the other side of it, odds are he and Mox are going to meet in the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Swerve's reaction to the loss.
Mm-hmm.
He was incensed.
Well, because Mox used the same thing on him that he used on Jay White. He used the roll-up. And Swerve, I love the story of this match. Swerve came into it, this Mox is like the violent guy. I'm trying to basically take the title of violent guy, and I've got that Hangman match to prove it, and I'm going to do all sorts of violent stuff to him. He loses to a roll-up. He did not see that coming, and Mox outsmarted because Mox's goal is to move ahead. He's like, this isn't a match that requires that level of violence. You got your head in this, and I'm about to swerve.
But it wasn't just the roll-up. It was a handful of tights, and Swerve's shoulder was up.
Yeah.
The ref was out of position to count the pinfall. He's on the opposite side. You could tell this was planned because the camera is in the perfectly right position to capture Swerve's shoulder being up, and the ref was on the opposite side. So it was like, yeah, Mox got the win, but he didn't really beat Swerve. So it's still kind of
that's therein lies the protection for Swerve.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
it's like it's a protected loss for him, and as he always does, whenever there's a loss with Swerve, he sells the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Because him selling that, being like, you know, you see all sorts of emotions coming across his face, like shock and anger and sadness and all that, and the pride. Well, that's going to inform what he does next. And that's been the thing. It's like, well, you know, I got to take this loss here to Mox, but let's make it count, you know, and he makes every loss count.
And I also like how they use that same idea with Roosh getting choked out to Mox and passing out. And then he chokes out Jay Lethal during their match.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You know, as saying, hey, Mox, I can do this too.
Yeah.
The Continental Classic has really helped focus what they're doing in terms of telling stories in the ring, which historically has been what AEW has done best. You look back at their peak years, if you will, 2020, 2021 especially. So many of the stories they were telling were told in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, and not to say there's not a place for the more sports entertainment stuff. Like, I think the Devil stuff, I know a lot of people are kind of tired of it. I think they've done a decent enough job keeping that going despite Cole's injury. And we can kind of segue to that now because to close the show, Devil was there, gave the okay for the henchman to powerbomb or slam Hangman on the windshield of a car. So, of course, that brings up Jack Perry. It's not the first time there's been a potential Jack Perry reference involved in these beatdowns and attacks.
It's not actually going to be Jack Perry, is it? Because, okay, I forgot, you did go back and listen to the Devil laughing, right?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
It was clearly Jack Perry.
It sounded
laughing.
a lot like Jack Perry, yes.
Yeah.
But then when the Devil got out of the car, and I know they can kind of disguise the identity and fill them out a little bit. The Devil, whoever was wearing that Devil mask, at least had a very heavy coat on, you know, and it looked like the type of coat that Adam Cole wears, generally leather when he wears them to the ringside area, but it was kind of the same cut, you know, it was the same kind of style.
And then when they put him through the windshield, he went like this, which was kind of crazy. I was like, wow,
he did this, said "Bebe," the Devil, Bebe.
Joking.
So I guess the question is, I want to pose this to you and see what your take is. We've seen in the past the Devil and his team attack Jay White, someone who had stepped up to MJF. We have seen them attack the Acclaimed. They were helping MJF. We've seen them attack, potentially, MJF. Someone they have yet to attack, although it makes sense to, Samoa Joe. They have attacked Hangman Page. What is the Devil and his motivations in attacking Hangman? Because if it's Adam Cole, the idea is that Adam Cole wants to try to soften up MJF enough, but he seemingly is intent on only having Samoa Joe do it, and not anybody else.
I don't want to say something as broad as mind games. He's being attacked by, he's attacking his friends. He's attacking his enemies. He's keeping Samoa Joe. Maybe he's doing these things around Samoa Joe to put more attention on Samoa Joe as somebody that MJF can look at.
As a suspect, yes.
And Adam Cole's like, hey, you need to, have Samoa Joe watch your back. But how can he watch his back if he thinks he might be involved in this? Yeah, I don't know. I really do like to think that when all is said and done and this reveal happens, you'll be able to look back at all the pieces and they're all going to fit. But man, yeah, dude, I don't know. It's like, 1 week it's like, okay, well, Samoa Joe is now blaming Hangman, but then we see Hangman get, attacked. So is that is that like a response from the Devil as like, no, it's not. I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where once
I think there's something to the idea because kind of subtly, there's a way you could say, oh, Samoa Joe is at least involved, if not behind the whole thing. The one time he came out to make the save for Wardlow, the Devil's crew just ran off. There's 4 of them, didn't bother attacking Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
He was in the ring when MJF got attacked backstage. They haven't, no one's gone up to Joe and say, you're the devil yet. I wonder if by laying out Hangman, given what happened to me in the show, the idea is, okay, maybe Joe is behind this.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is the case because Joe doesn't need a faction,
No, I know. I mean, if there's some sort of weird alliance between Joe and Cole, their chemistry alone would be having me on board.
But what would be in it for Joe if he's aligning with Adam Cole to help Adam Cole take out MJF and win the title for himself? What's in it for Joe then?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Another title shot. He already has one. Another one in the bank. I honestly don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they reveal if we get more of that at World's End or not. But yeah, no, I don't know. Better not be Dolph Ziggler.
God. Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you this, because I'm looking at Patrick Cheeseman's comment here on YouTube. He says, I'm kind of over it now. At what point is it going to be too much? And are we already at that point?
I don't think we're at that point yet because I don't feel like they're spinning wheels yet. And maybe just because they brought Hangman into it, now Hangman got attacked. Now, obviously, he's going to have a bone to pick with the Devil's crew. If it feels like, all right, we're 2, 3, 4 weeks in, and it's just the same, it's the same thing over and over, then it's going to feel like, all right, you're killing time because you're waiting for Adam Cole to come back.
Yeah.
Because that's just what I feel like a lot of this is they're trying to stretch out the story, build some more intrigue, so Adam Cole can heal up and reveal himself to be the devil while MJF is still champion.
Yeah.
And maybe that can happen as soon as World's End. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, Adam Cole's not in the match,
right?
And we're about 2 weeks away. I don't know how he's going to get himself so he's revealed or announced as healthy and cleared, and then find a way to get into the match, maybe to help MJF, only to turn on him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it could be the thing where Adam Cole reveals himself to be the devil and someone else wins the title. His goal is winning the title, so he should reveal himself to lead to him winning the title.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it makes no sense.
Yeah. It can't just be like, I'm going to mess with you,
No. Because like what Adam Cole, given his history with Joe choking him out, want to take on Samoa Joe to get that title? No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He wants MJF softened up so when he faces him next, he can beat him easily.
Yeah. So it kicked off with a Samoa Joe promo. He says, my name is Samoa Joe, and I've come here tonight looking for answers. Not a long time ago, I made a promise to MJF that I would keep hold till we got to World's End, where I would dismantle him personally and become your rightful AEW World Champion. But last week, I was made into a liar as I came out here through the machinations of a devil. I looked up at that screen and saw MJF laid out in the back, potentially jeopardizing my championship opportunity. Now, one can't stand on the tracks of destiny and not get run over. Let me explain to you.
The best.
He is.
Holy cow,
so
man,
poetic.
he's so good.
So let me explain to you what's going to happen tonight. See, when I walked in the back, I observed MJF laid out on the ground and observed a beer bottle, a certain beer brand that a certain cowboy likes, busted over his head. Then as I got closer, I recognized the lingering scent of Stetson and disappointment. Then I said to myself, I've smelled this before. As I walked around the building in the back, searching high and low for this cowboy, it seemed like a certain Hangman was missing. Well, he wasn't missing for long. Hangman Page comes out.
Comes the ring and says, Joe, if there's something you want to accuse me of, why don't you just say it like the man I thought you were? If you think it's me, if you think I had something to do with this, if you think I had the remotest or have the remotest of dams about the devil, you'd be so wrong. I don't give a damn about a bromance. I don't care about laser tag. I don't care about the game of Clue. Joe, I don't care.
And Joe responds with, Hangman, you may not care, but you made the mistake of thinking I came out here like a detective when I've already made up my mind. Maybe I'm out here as an executioner.
Woo. Hangman says, well, Joe, if there's something you want to do about it, why don't you do it?
Samoa! Roderick Strong comes out. He says, Samoa! Joe, you're so lucky they didn't hurt you last week, but I hate to say this. You got to listen to Hangman. I mean, he is my young boy and all. I never forgot about that. Listen, have you seen the things that have been happening, Joe? Jay White asked for a world title match. He gets attacked. The Acclaim lose a tag match for Max, and they get attacked. Then the following week, the Goons attack Max. but they don't lay a shot on him and you come to his aid. Then last week, we never saw them physically touch him. We just saw him laying there. Come on, Joe, think. It's obviously Max. Max is the devil. Come on, Joe, I wouldn't lie to you. You're my best friend by proxy. Hangman spins Roddy around and punches him, and then Roddy rolls out of the ring. Joe and Page argue. Roderick Strong sneaks back up behind Page and blasts him in the back. And, of course, we have that match. Roderick Strong versus Hangman Page.
Good stuff, too. It's a really good match.
Yeah, this was
really good. Really good. The finish saw Hangman snap Roddy's head over the top rope. So Taven, he and Bennett, of course, ringside. He grabs Hangman's ankle as he's looking for a buckshot. He boots him off, hits him with a moonsault off the apron. Then he fends off Bennett, hits Roderick with a boot while he's charging him in the ring. He goes up, takes the Kingdom out with a moonsault to the floor, looks for a buckshot. Strong escapes that. Page rolls him up, gets a 2. Roddy looks for a jumping knee. Page blocks that with a lariat, turns around, hits another lariat, and follows with a dead eye to get the win.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Really good stuff.
Really good match.
More good stuff. We had Brody King versus Andrade El Idolo in the Continental Classic. Walking into this, Brody had 6 points.
Yes.
And Andrade had
6 as well.
6 points as well.
Yeah, because Andrade beat Danielson and Garcia.
That's right. So the finish saw Andrade. This is really good stuff, of course. Sort of foregone conclusion. Andrade misses a corner knee. Brody hits a big lariat. Andrade kicks out of that. Hits a cannonball. Gets 2. They trade some shots. Brody hits a strike with his cast. Andrade responds with a back elbow. Andrade goes up top. Brody gets to his feet and knocks him off. They both fight their way back up top. And then Brody looks for a superplex, but Andrade blocks it. DDTs Brody into the top turnbuckle. And Andrade follows with a hammerlock DDT to get the win. I always love when he hits that move on a big dude. You know, he's got to like muscle all it and get that leg under there and bam, hits it. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Brody did a good job of selling that DDT on the top turnbuckle. That was good stuff.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
After that, we had Kevin Von Erich, Marshall, and Ross Von Erich with Renee backstage. Renee asks him, how has their time been on the show? And Kevin says, Renee, I love AEW, and I got so many friends here. But he's interrupted by Danhausen, Orange Cassidy, and Trent. Orange compliments Renee on her outfit. It's got horses all over.
So many horses on that, yeah.
Horse.
Put it on the board, Enforcer.
Put it on the board. And Orange says, hey, I got a match on Rampage this week and need 2 partners. How about you guys tag with me? And Danhausen says, hey, you're betraying me. Trent says, yeah, right here on TV in front of us. How could you? And Orange says, what? No, we're in Texas. And that calmed both down Danhausen and Trent. They were like, that makes sense. Fine. And so Orange says, what do you guys say? And then the Von Erichs accept. So they're going to have a match on Rampage.
When's that Iron Claw movie coming out? Soon. Soon to be America's known by one movie.
They just had the premiere the other day.
Yeah, you see Cena mixing it up with MJF and Baron Corbin mixing it up with MJF.
I saw Liv Morgan as well.
Looked like John Cena was really giving MJF the rub there, man. He was giving him the talk, you know.
The only thing he didn't do was raise his arm, I think.
Right. He was like,
point at him, saying, "This is the next guy.
This is the next guy right here." He said, "Maybe, well, in movies, maybe because he's at a producer credit." I'm just dying to see, the brief flash of what was it, Lance Von Erich? Was that?
Yeah.
Because apparently he's not in the movie that much.
No, just barely, which is a bummer. But you got to expect hopefully they do release some sort of DVD extended version. Mm-hmm. We'll get more MJF in there.
Like a Lance Von Erich monologue or something.
I know.
I mean, it's basically the idea of Lance Von Erich was they were kind of desperate for more Von Erichs, and so they just trotted out this local high school football player as a Von Erich. Yeah, and I feel like that's no more than like a minute-long scene. Like, you don't need more than. It's not like his story's gonna be, But that's not a real Von Erich. Boo!
But how did being put in that position affect Lance Von Erich? That's where the depth's at, Steve.
I mean, it's not his story. It's not his story, though. Apparently, this is mainly Kevin's story because he's the what's his face, Zac Efron. Yeah. And then the guy from the what is the show called?
The Bear.
The Bear. Yeah,
it's
the
Carrie.
Guy from the Bear. It's Carrie. It's their story. Lance can just go fuck off.
I'm not saying you dedicate the whole movie to him.
How about one shot of him in the locker room crying?
Not even crying, just being like, "Oh my gosh, what have I got myself into?"
Oh wow, yeah.
Because crying is like, oh, he's sad about it. But if even like that shot of Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights when all the craziness is happening, he's like, what have I gotten myself into?
Oh, after the Ray had Jackson bit?
During that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's that. He's like, well, gonna go back to working at the mechanic shop or whatever, the auto body shop, whatever Lance Von Erich ended up doing.
So anyways, oh gosh, now we got the Golden Jets promo. I'm not going to go through all this. We're not going to go through all this.
It's so cringe. Some of these lines are so cringy.
I know.
Even, I'm sorry, I love Ricky Starks, but the Hot Topic line, it just didn't land, man.
It wasn't good. None of the names that Jericho gave Bill and Starks were good. I can't really think.
There's some really clever shots that you could take at Jericho's fake motorcycle outfit.
I know.
Hot Topic ain't one of them.
I know. The only really good part was when Ricky Starks calls out Jericho for sucking all the life out of things.
Yeah, but I think that was a little too close to home. Well, Jericho.
Maybe Jericho needs some self-reflection and be like, you know what Jericho used to do just as good, if not better, than anybody else?
What's that?
Leave. He knew when to leave. No, I'm saying this as a compliment. He knew when to walk away.
That was a good setup right there, man.
He knew when to walk away, so when he came back, it would make maximum impact.
Oh, see, that would have been a good line for Starks. Jericho, you're a legend. You know what you're really good at? Leaving. So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Get out of here. Because he would walk away, and then he'd come back and do something different. That used to be his thing. And granted, he used to leave, probably to go on tour with Fozzy or something like that.
Yeah.
But now he's working a schedule where he can show up at work once a week and then still do the shows with Fozzy. So there's no logistical reason for him to take sabbaticals from wrestling.
Yeah, man.
I feel like that's what he needs to do.
I love it.
He's adding nothing to the programming.
How long does he have to be gone for us to embrace him for when he comes back?
6 to 8 months.
Wow. I know. You know what it is? He's got to go to WWE for a spell.
No, I don't want him at WWE. Gosh, that'd be miserable.
Oh, we had fun with him in WWE. He had fun. We had fun.
The best thing he ever did at WWE
Owens.
is when he showed up and then didn't say anything.
I hated that so much because you can kind of see it happening. You can it's like, oh, he's just not going to talk, is he? And then he did. He just smiled and left. Oh man, that's funny.
The best work Jericho's ever done.
Yeah.
This promo though, however, was the exact opposite. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. None of this was good. Apart from Starks calling Jericho, saying that Jericho sucks the life out of everything. It's just a bunch of tepid trash talk. Some references to Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
There's
Starks
really no reason
halfway through when you can sort of pinpoint the moment where Starks realizes this is just really bad. You can see it on his face.
He literally said to one of the jokes, "Oh, that felt kind of flat, didn't it?"
And Jericho realized it did, and at least had the wherewithal to be like, "Yeah, it did." At that point, you could tell it was done, but there was still another 5 minutes left to it.
They needed to have the challenge and acceptance of said challenge.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's just at World's End, we're going to have a tag title match. They spent 9 minutes doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, not the best in the world. But anyways, moving on from that, we had a Christian Adam Copeland recap, and then we had a Ruby Soho versus Riho with Tony Storm on commentary. Oh, you must be Taz, the Tasmaniac.
Yeah.
She did a close-up she has the most ridiculous faces for those close-ups. It's kind of amazing.
It is. It is pretty great. Yeah, mid-match, she says, "Mr. Khan, I'm ready for my close-up."
Yeah. So Riho gets the win here.
This is a really good match.
Yeah, this was really good. So she escapes the destination unknown. Ruby puts on a guillotine. Riho reverses that into a Northern Lights. Gets 2 with that. Riho follows with the dragon suplex and then a Meteora to get the win. And yeah. So is that match actually going to be a thing, Riho versus Tony Storm at World's End?
I would think so, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think so. It'll be a really good match.
Oh, that'll be a killer match. Absolutely.
Then we had a Wardlow video package. He needs to back off pro wrestler voice quite a bit.
I think he needs to lean further into hat hair. And then back. It's like a tightrope for him, being boring on one side, pro wrestler voice on the other. But sometimes he hits that tightrope pretty well.
When he does pro wrestler voice, he talks slower and really enunciates, and it comes off as not genuine.
Yeah,
I'd much rather he backed off the pro wrestler voice, speed up his speech a little bit, make it seem more natural.
He can get there. He's been there before. Wardlow's had a couple promos where I was like, okay.
Yeah, he can get there. But this is him saying he's gonna ruin Max's MJF's world or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
made a reference to Saint Michael.
Which one was
Archangel Michael? Sorry,
the Archangel. Yeah, okay.
Angel Michael. Yeah.
All I know is Archangel from X-Men.
Yeah.
Not really big on the biblical stuff. As evidence a couple weeks ago when we said the truth shall set you free, we're like, is that an R-Truth thing? Somebody in our comments was like, it was Jesus. Shows how much Sunday school I went to. My mom would be super disappointed, by the way.
Oh, dear.
Anyways, after that, we had Roosh versus Jay Lethal. This was Continental Classic.
Did this seem like they were told right before their match, hey, we're running a little long?
Maybe.
Because the pace of this match was insane.
Yeah. No, they were going at it here in this one.
It was awesome. This match was really good too. All the Continental Classic matches have been really, really good.
Speed running match is usually a good idea.
Like both this and the Jay White Mark Briscoe match, it seemed like, all right, we're running a little late, probably because of that promo. The Golden Jets one. Maybe they were allotted 4 minutes. And they're like, fuck it, we're gonna go 9.
You don't tell us what to do. You don't play us off the stage.
Who knows? Because both this match and the Jay White Mark Briscoe seemed like the pace was super quick. Because Jay White usually works a pretty deliberate pace.
He usually works a really, yeah.
And that was a pretty quick pace for Jay White. Anyways, Roosh, Jay Lethal, really good stuff here. Finish saw Lethal hit Roosh with an enziguri, charges him, but Roosh hits him with the overhead belly to belly. He's looking for Bull's horn. Instead, Lethal counters with a super kick. Lethal looks for lethal injection. That's when Roosh catches him with a rear naked choke, and Lethal taps out.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Lethal is he at 3 points?
Lethal has no points.
Oh, he's still at 0.
So it seems like I saw someone speculate on this on social media, so I can't take credit for it. That it's going to come down to Lethal and Briscoe both with no points, and they're going to be each other's last match.
Oh,
and what's going to be in the line of that match is who gets the donut, who gets no points for the tournament.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You got.
Although Jay seemed upset, like because Jeff and Sanjay and Karen and Satnam Singh came out to kind of console him, and he's like, "I don't want to hear it. Get away."
Yeah. Well, he's taking all these L's, you know.
I don't want to see him break up because I picked them to win the trios titles by the end of next year.
Man, you know what, dude? Along those lines, AEW, I think they really sort of lost their way hardcore this year, especially when they stopped featuring Jeff Jarrett so much.
I mean, I don't know how anybody can debate that point.
Dude, remember there was that period of time when it was like all Jarrett all the time?
Yeah.
And I was like, who needs the E? Who needs the WWE? Give me all Jeff Jarrett wrestling.
Steve is a double J drone.
A double J drone. Exactly. That's perfect. Yeah. And, you know, he won that awesome Texas Chainsaw. Like, he hasn't defended the Texas Chainsaw title. Give me a break. Where's that been? You know, if Jeff Jarrett was in this Continental Classic, guess what? He'd somehow have 15 points after having only wrestled 3 matches.
Ain't he great?
Ain't he great? Exactly. Man, AEW, get it together. You want that Zaslav money? You got to put more Jeff Jarrett on your show. We got a couple super chats here, man. They're not about Jeff Jarrett, but Primetime Rambo says, Kenny looked checked out. I understand not being in the championship picture, but dude is ice cold.
You see him dancing to Judas during Jericho's entrance?
Yeah, it was house shows. He had house show attire on. He was like wearing a T-shirt and some, Zubaz shorts. Yeah,
some Jordan 2s. Yep.
Yeah, High Plains Drifter. With a $10 super chat, says the reason Kenny looks so sleepy is because he was within close proximity to Colin Robinson. He says next time we see him, he'll be a withered husk. Oh, man. That's good. That is good. After that, we had a video package for Swerve and Mox for their match coming up. But before that match, we had Jay White versus Mark Briscoe, also Continental Classic.
Really good match, too. Hey, quick update. We're 25 away from reaching our goal. 25.
25 subs away. Listen, man, 25. In case there are people who just tuned in, we've got 750 people watching the show right now. All we need, if there's 25 of you out there who have not hit that subscribe button on YouTube, let's get it done. Let's go. Do it.
If we don't do it today, I think for sure we're going to do it this Saturday because we're having our holiday office party.
I forgot to mention that. We got our office party coming up.
Office party. What are we going to do? I don't know.
I have no idea what we're going to do.
Maybe some day drinking. I don't know.
Oh, definitely that. Yeah, for sure.
All right, day drinking confirmed. It's going to happen noon Pacific this Saturday. That'd be 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. We'll play some
Are you gonna,
WWE
hey, know what you should
2K.
do?
What?
You know what you should do? Not me, because I can't stand the stuff. You should get some eggnog and then put a little rum in there, a little whiskey.
Have yourself a merry eggnog Christmas.
Maybe I'll make a punch.
We'll play some 2K23.
There we go. For a couple
join
hours
Larson and Steve.
couple hours on Saturday. We'll hang out. How about guests? We guess we could try to get some guests.
We should do a call-in show. That's what we should do. Call-in
all right.
show. Yeah. Mr.
All
Dope
right.
gifted a sub to the
Thank you, Mr.
community. Thank you, Dope. That's so nice of you. That's like 3 now for him. That's so nice of you. My goodness gracious.
Thank you.
Anyways. Then we had after that match, so Jay White won with Blade Runner. Cool match.
Really good
though.
match. It's really good.
Then we had, so at the Ring of Honor, we've got FTR and Mark Briscoe taking on the Blackpool Combat Club, trying to boost those numbers and attendance and in the pay-per-view buys, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
with the Ring of Honor World Title not being defended on the show,
yeah,
or the tag titles,
or the tag titles, right? Yeah. Who's the Oh, they're doing a TV championship thing, right?
Yeah, the survival of the fittest deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
let's go.
I mean, it's awesome that Athena and Billy Stark's the main event, and that's great. That's awesome.
That's killer. No, that's awesome.
That's fantastic. They've invested so much in telling that story. It's great. They're getting the main event to finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that the Ring of Honor title's not being defended on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
John Chambers here in our Twitch chat says you're not going to get Luke to going in Raw. So Luke and I have a little bit of a beef right now, but I can't really say what it's about. But it's
a new thing.
You guys, well, you know what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
And it hasn't aired yet. I think it's like for Wrestle Talks or Parts Fun Knowns, one of their like patron things.
Yeah,
Patreon thing.
yeah.
You can watch it there.
Yeah.
I don't know when it drops. Probably gonna drop. We'll blast it out there. But it rhymes with Orangevale Erichs. So yeah, it got pretty heated. There. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe some amends to be made in the new year between me and Luke, and then we can restart our, Zaslav-esque, negotiations to bring him in to going in Raw.
All right. To join the two of us.
Again, that's part of the negotiations. Is it time for new blood? Is it time for a replacement, an enhancement, if you will? It's
enhancement.
All part of the talks. All part of the took you a second. You're making a good case for yourself by the Jericho needs to leave conversation, though.
I mean, where are you going to get that from? What?
Dude.
What?
What's 91 minus 74? Because that's how close we are now.
Oh, that was 17. See, I'm here to do the math, too, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not good at math. You know that.
17 away.
Oh, my
17.
gosh. Oh
We
my
could get it by the end of this show. That'd be something else.
That'd be something else. Maybe during questions. Because
maybe during questions, yes.
We have this match. Swerve versus John
fantastic. Pay-per-view level match here. So good. So good. So Mox is working over Swerve's arm. He still has the rock tape, the kinesiology tape on it. Swerve does for the Texas Death Match. I like these still selling the effects of that match. But not like over the top selling it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I mean, at least he's selling it, unlike Seth Rollins with his back, which he really needs to do a lot more.
Listen, Seth Rollins, from like his short ribs all the way down to his hips, should just be covered all the time by kinesiology tape.
Right, all this right here,
all his entire lower half of his torso, all the time.
And like during
if he has a match and doesn't have any kinesiology tape, I'm like, dude, your back's fucked.
Right,
tape up.
During other people's
Protect
interviews
yourself.
Backstage, you should hear in the distance Seth Rollins, my back. I need a pain pill.
Listen, every backstage segment he's in, he needs to get one of those Theragun massagers.
Yeah.
And just work his back with.
Oh, he's like I don't know what's the name of their interviewer.
Kathy Kelly.
Kathy Kelly, yeah. He's like,
Oh,
Kathy.
She's on SmackDown. Byron Saxton's on Raw.
Byron, can you do this right here?
You just hear the motor of that going.
Yeah, right. Anyways.
I can't duplicate the sound of it. It's very loud, though.
His match is great, though, man. This is
fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
A couple of kisses in this match, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, Swerve is doing some Danielson stomps. He's doing the 12-6 elbows. Mox gets out of that. Swerve responds with a house call, goes up top. Mox pushes him to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
This is after the match has already been pretty physical. Swerve barely beats the 10 count, and as he's getting back in the ring, Mox hits him with a stomp.
Mm-hmm.
Mox covers, Swerve kicks out. So Mox is looking for that rear naked choke. Swerve has done his homework. He blocks, but Mox transitions to a cross arm breaker. Swerve gets his foot on the rope, so Mox, for some reason, goes down to ringside and grabs a chair. Swerve hits him with the plancha. The chair just gets set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
He boots Mox, so Mox is sitting in the chair. Swerve hits the Swerve stomp off the apron on him, puts Mox back in the ring, hits the Swerve stomp. Mox kicks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Swerve's looking for a JML driver. Mox instead reverses into a roll-up with a handful of tights. Plus, Swerve's shoulder was up. Ref didn't see it. Mox gets the win. Swerve not happy. Rightfully
shocked.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good. I love it. Yeah. Boy, that guy he understands that the performance never ends. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Too many times people are like,
it's not just the moves, it's what you do between the moves and after the moves and before the moves. That's where the story is really told.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
And then, of course, at the end, we go to the parking lot. Hangman's getting the shit kicked out of him by the Devil's henchmen. The Devil gets out of a car, nods to a couple of the henchmen. One of them's obviously Wardlow, and they send Paige into the windshield of a car.
Yeah, and then the Devil goes, boom. Baby. Would you like to answer some questions, Mr. Lee?
Answer some questions, Steve. Yes.
Would you like to look at the television?
16. We're 16 away now.
Oh my God! Holy moly!
16.
Sacagawea. I love when they just drop references that only you know. Sacagawea.
The movie JFK and commercial with Joey Styles. Yeah.
Joey Styles selling Pocahontas coins.
Coins, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Kyle asked, who is your most improved wrestler of 2023?
Most improved wrestler of 2023.
I don't know if it's necessarily
Jeff Jarrett.
I'll say Trick Williams, but I don't necessarily know if it's most improved.
He's just had a big breakout moment. Yeah.
He's just had a really huge breakout year,
Yeah.
really being given an opportunity to showcase what he could really do.
I personally think Dom has been the two years running breakout wrestler of the year, but you shut me down yesterday.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. If you win breakout star one year, you can't be nominated the subsequent year.
Sure you can.
No, it doesn't work the way you already broke out.
Oh my goodness! Stop yelling at me.
If anything, he would have graduated to Wrestler of the Year nomination, not nominated for Breakout.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that. I was like, God damn, I should have nominated him for Wrestler.
Yeah, you missed your opportunities. We already filmed it.
Man, shoot, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna still say Dom because this is just a question we're answering.
Sure. Trick Williams and Julia Hart.
Oh, Julia's a really good answer. Yeah, Julia's good.
Luis asked, would it have made more sense for Tony Khan to buy Ring of Honor directly instead of founding AEW? The name's already there.
No. You want something new. You know, I mean, look how long Impact should have rebranded a long time ago into something new, you know?
I mean, like I said on the video the other day, and this is not by any means disrespectful, Ring of Honor in the world of pro wrestling is still a bit of a niche brand.
Mm-hmm.
In an industry that is a bit of a niche industry.
Yeah.
In pro wrestling, a lot of more people probably know the name of Ring of Honor who's ever seen a Ring of Honor match. Like, I'm aware of the brand. I've not watched a ton of Ring of Honor, but I know of its history.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last few years, you know, they've fallen from the level of prominence they once had.
Yeah,
it was hard to find their programming. No, if he bought that, I don't know if their fortunes would have necessarily changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if he could have parlayed that into the same TV deal, maybe, but having the Elite name attached to it when they're just coming off an amazing run in New Japan and also Ring of Honor. When you can buy Bullet Club shirts and Hot Topics because of the Elite's popularity. No, you roll with the Elite somewhere in the name.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because they're the group that you're marketing your company around at first.
It was hot.
Yep.
It was basically the Elite and their friends back then. If you go, it's hilarious to go back and watch the AEW's YouTube channel from the very beginning. Like, just look at it. Yeah, it's just them and their friends. Let's see here. The captain says Trick Williams is the best current example of a banger of a theme song can help elevate somebody to that next level. Who else in history has been like that? Oh, man.
Bob Roode's character for a stretch was his theme song. So
yeah, that sort of works both ways. Yeah,
it does.
But man, when he debuted with that theme song, it was like, holy shit.
Amazing.
That's awesome. That's great. Dave Matuszek, if AEW somehow does lose their media rights deal, who should they negotiate with next? I think we got the best answer from Mr. Dope, and that's Tubi.
There we go. Keith here says, do you think it's possible that Draymond Green is a devil and he got himself suspended from basketball to focus on his new passion?
It's kind of like Rodman, how he it took some time off from practice during the finals to
during the finals to
be in the NWO. I man, what a mess. Blind Mask says, what do you guys think this coming Mania set should look like? They're in Philadelphia. Oh, it should be like echoing an old ECW set.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The logo is the Liberty Bell, so that's probably going to have a giant Liberty Bell on it.
So they're going to go more like the historical nature of...
I guess so. But then the logo is in the same colors as the Philadelphia Eagles. It's green
bunch
and
of
silver.
Indie wrestlers milling about with like the old wigs on in like old...
the powdered wigs. Yeah, all that.
Right. Yeah, they're all signing documents and shit, establishing the country. Let's see here. Patrick Cheeseman says, if you had to negotiate a mega deal, sick, which wrestler would you bring in to help?
Who's a wrestler that's shown? Who's a wrestler that has like successful business ventures outside of their wrestling?
JBL?
I suppose, yeah.
JBL would actually, in character and out of character, I kind of feel like JBL would work really well. He
used to be on CNBC and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah. And
Talk
Von
about
Wagner
stocks.
To sweeten the deal with those cosmic
brownies.
brownies. Yeah. Hey, I got a deal for you. You put us on your television and you can have 2 of these cosmic brownies.
Done.
Well, one of them has a bite in it already. Yeah, that was me. Finder's fee.
Well, you brought these, Vaughn. Found them in a dumpster.
Hey, Stone. Hey, Stone. I found them at the bottom of Stone's garbage.
Sebastian Garcia says, besides Bobby Lashley, what wrestling theme song would you at least want to hear on the battlefield? I like this is our favorite in-joke, and I'm happy that someone else finds it funny.
It's like, the bad guys are sitting there loading up their ammunition, and then you hear...
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, no.
Battlefield goes quiet.
Yeah.
And everybody's there waiting. Dun, 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 dun. And the American side cheers. Yes, Lashley!
Right, yeah. And then like somehow the ARG graphic of Bobby Lashley comes floating in.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then Lashley appears. Yes.
Send Lashley.
Send Lashley.
Where's Rambo? Who cares? We've got Lashley.
Send Lashley. Two obvious choices pop in my head.
Hurtlock.
Yeah, Hurtlock. Spear. Two obvious names pop in my head. Of course, Brock Lesnar. If they're on the battlefield, you hear dun, dun,
oh,
dun,
oh,
dun,
God. Oh, no.
It's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Second, assuming he actually had powers of the darkness. You hear that gong tolling and it's the Undertaker? Oh.
You have a lot of time, though, because it's going to take him a while to get there. Send Lashley. Hurtlock. Oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Real TJP says, I'll be attending my first TNA show.
Oh, cool.
Hard to Kill.
Very cool.
Is there anyone I should be blown away by from Impact Wrestling I haven't watched since AJ Styles left?
Oh, like the entire X division, the Knockouts division. Tons of talent.
Is Mike Bailey still there?
Yeah.
Mike Bailey. Oh my God! If he's got a match, do we know the lineup? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
TNA Hard to Kill.
TNA Hard to Kill. 2024.
There it is.
All right. Do a quick. Oh, there's
So
only
far,
2 matches announced.
Trinity versus Jordan Grace. That'll be great.
Oh, that'll be a killer, man. Oh my God.
And Alex Shelley versus Moose for the TNA World Championship.
That'll be good. Is that gonna be another?
That'll be really good.
Every time Moose has a title match, I'm like, oh, Moose is gonna win, but then he never did.
Well, he did when he cashed in after Josh Alexander won the belt.
That was cool. His whole family was in the ring at the time. That was actually really cool.
That was well done. Aussie Dragoon says, we round the bend to the 2024 Rumble. Who do you expect could return, and who would you want to see return aside from Sid in both the men's and women's matches, depending on the severity of your injury? I can see Liv Morgan coming back. Yeah, Liv coming back for the Rumble would be cool.
Oh, yeah, I could see that happening. I feel like big returns are going to be on the women's side of things. There's not a lot of dudes out there that it's like, oh man, they're gonna come back. Like maybe Braun Strowman. Yeah. I don't know. I know he said he still wants to wrestle and he plans to do that
because he had neck fusion, right?
Yeah, I forget what it was.
He had neck surgery. I thought
it seemed pretty gnarly, whatever he was dealing with.
Cardboard Box here asks, when is Big E coming back, and should they advertise his return or should they surprise us? So last I heard, and this was a while ago, so he had that checkup in March, and it was still kind of a holding pattern as far as is given the severity of the break in his neck and where it was. I think that's really the thing. It was one of the cervical vertebrae really close to the base of the skull.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're being super cautious with it, which is great.
Yeah.
Because you certainly don't want him coming back, risking further injury, significant injuries, really severe injury.
No, I know. Absolutely.
He's a young dude. He's got a lot of life ahead of him, and he's an incredibly talented guy who I'm sure can make a living doing a number of things outside the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the most important thing is his health and happiness going forward. So. We're huge Big E fans here at Going in Raw.
Yeah, absolutely.
And wish nothing but the best for him. And if it happens to be in the world of wrestling and it seems like that he's clear to do it, that'd be awesome. But if he's got other endeavors, definitely we'll follow them as well.
And man, I'd love if they put him on commentary. I think it'd be amazing.
I know. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that yet. He's made some appearances on like college football broadcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't brought him for commentary.
Eastside says, as much as a lot of us enjoy Jeff Jarrett and Team TNA, do you think they are wasting Jay Lethal by essentially making him a high-priced jobber? Maybe have him and a few others set up to go after Orange Cassidy in the international title or build up an actual division around the TNT title. Just feels like a waste of talent. I mean, I love Jay Lethal. He's got a lot of years in his career, and I kind of feel like, that's not something that most wrestling companies would sort of build around. A guy who's a bit advanced in his age. It's still a fucking amazing wrestler, though.
Really good wrestler, yeah. That still does really good character work.
Oh, man. Lord Josh here says, I'm listening to you guys as I'm stuck in traffic in Pittsburgh due to an accident.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Blake Whitehouse here says, in honor of Luke Owen's birthday, what is your favorite thing about Luke Owen?
I mean, these days, not a lot. Be honest with you. From what I understand, he's a good dad. That's kind of the only good thing I can say about him. He's a good dad.
He's one of the nicest individuals I've ever met.
Look, man, I that's what I thought walking into Orangevale, Erichs. That's what I thought too. Y'all I can't say anymore, man. I'm bound to. He made me sign an NDA on top of that. So all I can do is like say what it is and what it rhymes with. So, there you go. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. He has a nice accent. The British accent is very pleasant. It's a very pleasant accent. But after what happened on, oh boy, you guys need to watch that for sure. Whenever we guest on something, I want that to be the most watched version of what we do. Like when we were on Quizlemania, I was like, yeah, man, whenever we were on, views went up, skyrocketed.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
John, an Alistair voice says, do you guys have any real life situations you've experienced that would warrant doling out a cattle mutilation?
I mean, as Steve tells, apparently when I got that fight with Hilton.
Oh, yeah. No, that was definitely a situation where it might have been a pass-out win for you as opposed to a tap-out win, you know. I don't think
Like
you
I
would have
wouldn't
let
have
go.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have let go. It'd been like me and Jeff and Rory like trying to pull you off, and you're just maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
As far as me, you know, man, anytime I see people complaining loudly in public, or like if I see people like on their speakerphone, they're like walking around on their speakerphone and they're holding it like this. I'm like, take it off speaker and do this. I don't want to hear your whole conversation. Cattle mutilation. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, Big MGM has it right. Steve's. I'd like that question about Luke Owen. I'm legally not allowed to talk about Luke Owen right now. My lawyers have informed me.
You don't even have a lawyer. What are you talking about?
I have many. I have a high-priced legal team. It's their names are Little Debbie and Bill Twinkie.
Yeah. Burger King.
Burger King. Grimace.
Yeah. Hamburglar.
Yeah, exactly.
Mayor McCheese.
Mayor McCheese. Oh, Mac Tonight. Love Mac Tonight. That guy is a legal eagle, let me tell you what. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show right now. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you around.
Goodbye.